Hey guys, horticulturist Gary Bachman. Today is the day I want to go ahead and transplant my micro tomatoes that we sowed on New Year's Day into their pots that I'm going to use to grow those inside the house. And here I'm going to use these. These are what size are these? Are the classic 350s. These are, you can call them mum pots or azalea pots. But this is a perfect size for growing these little tomatoes indoors. And in a later video, we'll look at how I'm growing these on my light table. But first, let's just look at these plants. The first one is, and we'll come over here to the other camera so we can kind of see it a little better. Let me move that. But this is that little micro tomato bunny kisses, and look at it. It's already flowering. We're 6 weeks out from seeding, and we're already flowering. So that's pretty cool. And just slide this over here, and then the other one. This is that Tartufo, is what this one is. Look at the size difference. Even these micro tomatoes, how much smaller the Tartufo is than the bunny kisses. And just as a size comparison, let me just show you, and we'll come back to the other camera here. The size difference between the Tartufo, the bunny kisses. Now here's Siberian. Here's the full size tomato. So we can see even at 6 weeks, we've got a big size difference in that these micro dwarf tomatoes just do not grow as big as the other plants. And that's really why I like them and why they really will do well on the inside. I've got to fill my pots. Let's take a look at the growing mix that we're using for this video. Now the mix that I'm going to use to plant the micro tomatoes in, this is the Miracle-Gro moisture control mix. Really like this. This is first component is sphagnum peat moss. That's always a good place to start with mix. Now when growing tomatoes at this stage, when we're going to step up the plants, this is about 2 cubic feet right here. I always add dolomite. Dolomite is magnesium, calcium. I always add this to every mix I do, and I generally use 2 cups. So I'm going to use a pint jar of dolomite for 2 cubic feet, and I like using the pelletized dolomite rather than the pulverized, only because there's less dust in volume, though we do see some dust there. And then I always, when we do a mix, I always add a half a cup of Osmocote to every cubic foot. So I've got 2 cubic feet here, so I'm going to add 1 cup of Osmocote. And I really like that because that gives us a nice, consistent nutrient release as the tomato transplants are growing. And then I just go in here and I'm just going to mix it up by hand. You know, this is one of the jobs where I wish I would just go get one of those small little electric cement mixers, and then just throw everything in there and let it turn it on, let it do the mixing. Kind of saves, getting dirty hands, but that's what we do as far as the mix goes. And then just going to go ahead and fill these fill pots up like this. And I'll just fill them up about like that. Okay, so I've got the 6 pots because I'm going to grow 3 of each of these on the inside. That's what I have room for. Let's go ahead and pot up the Tartufo, so I don't have to say that too many more times. As I transplanted these into those 4-cell bootstrap farmer pots, the ones I really like, the real heavy duty plastic. And they've got the little hole in the bottom where you can stick your finger in and pop that plant out. Now let's see how we're doing here. Oh, not bad. I kind of like that. We just got the roots are just starting to get out to the edge, and I'm gonna dibble a hole with my hand. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna take this transplant and I'm gonna really push it in there and plant it deep in the mix. Planting a tomato deep is a good idea because planting deep, all that stem will continue to produce roots and give you a bigger root system and, you know, better plant growth, which is what we want. So let me go ahead and transplant 2 more of these. And I had 4 of these, and 4 gives me an opportunity to pick the 3 best. And when we, here, let me go over here. And when we look at this, this is kind of, if you want to call this one the runt of the litter, and I'm not gonna go ahead and plant him. But that is so nice when you pull the transplant out gently and the root ball all holds together. But we're just gonna reach in here and transplant that in there. And we'll do this. I'm gonna kind of dibble the hole here first, and then go ahead and we'll again pop that out. And let's see if how this one comes out. Oh, and this one came out good too. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I may have been pushing these a little bit to get some roots out there, but worked out just fine. Now let's go ahead and get the bunny kisses in their pots, and we'll just do that. We'll just do this and go. Ugh. Here, go ahead, take a look at. Yeah, that's a good healthy transplant right there. Oh, and I got to show you. Look at that right there. It already has a little tomato already starting. So here, we're looking at 6 weeks after seeding. We've got tomatoes being formed. So great for what we're trying to do here. And we'll pop this one out. Nice healthy plant. Now, one question that I know will come up, since I am going to be growing these on the inside, is, well, don't you need bees to pollinate the flowers? And actually, no. Tomatoes don't need bees to pollinate. The way the flowers are set up, and I'm going to do a video looking at the tomato flower, but the way they're set up, you know, if you're outside and the wind comes along and jiggles that plant, it drops the pollen. Inside, we really don't have the wind, so I've got this cute little hand pollinator. It's just like a little electric toothbrush kind of thing, but I think it's so cute because it looks like a little bumblebee, and you go around every couple days and hit all the flowers. So I'll show you how to do that when the time comes. And let's pop this last one out, and that's a good one. That's probably even the best root ball yet of all these. So I'm really happy about that. And we'll just kind of push that in there. Now I've got to go ahead and I've got to water these in. I'm going to move them to the light rack. And in a few days, we'll go out and visit them, show you how I'm growing them inside the house. New videos here are all about practical gardening that actually works. This is Real World Horticulture.